Picture this. You're a veteran who served 4 years active duty. You're looking at colleges and you find your dream school, a prestigious private university with an incredible program in your field. You apply, you get accepted, and then you see the bill, $60,000 per year in tuition and fees. Your heart sinks. Even with the post 9/11 GI Bill, you know there's a cap on how much the VA will pay for private schools, about $30,000 per year. That leaves $30,000 per year that you'd have to cover out of pocket. That's $120,000 over 4 years. Student loan debt city. But then your school's Veterans Office tells you about the Yellow Ribbon Program. The school has agreed to contribute $15,000 per year towards the gap, and the VA will match that $15,000 for a total of $30,000 in Yellow Ribbon benefits. Your post 9/11 GI Bill pays $29,920.95. Yellow Ribbon adds $30,000. That's $59,920.95. Your bill is $60,000. You owe $79.05 out of pocket for the entire year. Basically free. This is the Yellow Ribbon Program, and it's the reason why thousands of veterans and their dependents are attending Ivy League universities, top-tier private colleges, expensive graduate programs, and out-of-state schools at little to no cost. Yet, most veterans have never heard of it, don't understand how it works, or assume that they don't qualify. Today, we're breaking down the Yellow Ribbon Program from start to finish, what it is, how it works, who qualifies, which schools participate, what it covers, how to apply, and strategies to maximize this benefit. Whether you're a veteran thinking about going back to school, a dependent using transfer GI Bill benefits, or a service member planning for education after the military, this is critical information. Let's dive in. The Yellow Ribbon Program is a provision of the post 9/11 GI Bill that was established by the post 9/11 Veterans Educational Assistance Act of 2008. It's designed to help veterans and eligible dependents pay for higher education costs that exceed the maximum amounts covered by the post 9/11 GI Bill. Here's the situation it solves. The post 9/11 GI Bill is incredibly generous. If you're attending a public school and you qualify as an in-state student, the GI Bill will pay 100% of your tuition and fees, no matter how much it costs. If you're attending Florida State University as a Florida resident and tuition is $5,000 per year, the GI Bill pays $5,000 per year. If you're attending University of Michigan as a Michigan resident and the tuition is $17,000 per year, the GI Bill pays $17,000 fully covered. But if you're attending a private school or a public school as an out-of-state student, the GI Bill only pays up to a national maximum amount set by Congress each year. For the 2024-25 school year, that maximum was $28,937.09. For the 25 to 26 school year, it's $29,920.95. That amount changes annually, but it's always significantly less than what most private schools and out-of-state programs charge. So, if you're attending a private university that costs $50,000 per year in tuition and fees, the GI Bill pays $29,920.95, and you're on the hook for the remaining $20,079.05. Over 4 years, that's over $80,000 in out-of-pocket costs. That's where Yellow Ribbon comes in. The Yellow Ribbon Program allows degree-granting institutions in the United States to voluntarily enter into an agreement with the VA to waive or contribute funds towards tuition and fees that exceed the GI Bill maximum. The school contributes a certain amount, let's say $10,000 per year, and the VA matches that amount dollar for dollar. So the school contributes $10,000, the VA contributes $10,000, and you get $20,000 in additional funding on top of your GI Bill benefit. Here's a real example. You're attending New York University, and tuition is $60,000 per year. The post 9/11 GI Bill pays $29,920.95. That leaves a gap of $30,079.05. NYU participates in the Yellow Ribbon Program and agrees to contribute $15,039.53 towards your tuition. The VA matches that $15,039.53, and so that's $30,079.06 in Yellow Ribbon funds. Add that to the $29,920.95 from the GI Bill, and you get $59,999.99. Your bill is $60,000. You owe 1 penny, essentially free. Now, Not all schools participate in Yellow Ribbon, and among those that do, the contribution amounts vary widely. Some schools have unlimited Yellow Ribbon slots and contribute enough to cover the entire gap. Others have limited slots and contribute smaller amounts. We'll get into that. But the key concept is this: Yellow Ribbon plus GI Bill equals potential full tuition coverage at expensive private schools, out-of-state public universities, and graduate programs. Now let's talk about who qualifies for Yellow Ribbon. This is critical because not everyone who has post 9/11 GI Bill benefits automatically qualifies for Yellow Ribbon. You must meet specific eligibility requirements. Requirement number 1, you must be eligible for post 9/11 GI Bill benefits at the 100% level. The post 9/11 GI Bill has a tiered benefit structure. Your benefit level is based on how much active duty service you've accumulated. If you served 90 days but less than 6 months, you qualify at 40%. 6 months to 12 months, you qualify at 50%. 18 months, 60%. 24 months, 70%. 30 months, 80%. 90% at 32 months, and if you served 36 months or more of active duty, you qualify at 100%. Yellow Ribbon is only available if you're at the 100% level. If you're at 90, 80%, or any tier below 100%, you do not qualify for Yellow Ribbon, even if your school participates. So who qualifies at 100%? You qualify if you served at least 36 months on active duty after September 10th, 2001, and you were honorably discharged. That's the standard path. 36 months is 3 years. But there are other ways to qualify at 100%. You qualify if you received a Purple Heart on or after September 11th, 2001, and you were honorably discharged after any amount of service. So if you served 18 months, got a Purple Heart, and were honorably discharged, you qualify for 100% post 9/11 GI Bill and Yellow Ribbon. You qualify if you served at least 30 continuous days on or after September 11th, 2001, and you were discharged or released from active duty for a service-connected disability. So, if you were medically retired after 30 days due to a service-connected injury or illness, you qualify at 100%. You qualify if you're an active duty service member who has served at least 36 months. As of August 1st, 2022, active duty service members who meet the 36-month requirement can use Yellow Ribbon while still on active duty. Before 2022, active duty couldn't use Yellow Ribbon at all. You qualify if you're a spouse using transferred benefits from a service member or veteran who meets one of the above criteria. If your spouse served 36 months and transferred GI Bill benefits to you and they qualify at 100%, then you qualify for Yellow Ribbon. You qualify if you're a dependent child using transferred benefits from a service member or veteran who meets the criteria. You qualify if you're eligible for the Marine Gunnery Sergeant John David Fry Scholarship, which is for children and surviving spouses of service members who died in the line of duty on or after September 11, 2001. Fry Scholarship recipients qualify for Yellow Ribbon. So, those are the paths to Yellow Ribbon eligibility. The key is 100% post 9/11 GI Bill eligibility. Check your certificate of eligibility from the VA. It will tell you your percentage. If it says 100%, you're eligible for Yellow Ribbon. If it says anything less, you're not. Now let's talk about which schools participate. Participation is voluntary. Schools are not required to participate in Yellow Ribbon. They choose to participate, and they choose how much to contribute. As of the 2025-2026 school year, over 500 colleges and universities participate in the Yellow Ribbon program. This includes many prestigious private universities, schools like Stanford, Duke, Northwestern, Georgetown, Notre Dame, USC, Boston College, and hundreds more. It also includes private liberal arts colleges, graduate programs, professional schools, and some public universities for out-of-state students. The VA maintains a searchable database of all participating schools. You can find it at va.gov/education/yellow-ribbon-participating-schools, or use the GI Bill comparison tool at va.gov/GI-Bill-comparison-tool. You can search by state, school name, or program type, and you'll see which schools participate and what their contribution amounts are. Here's what varies by school. First, the contribution amount. Some schools contribute the full gap, whatever the difference is between the GI Bill maximum and the actual tuition. These schools essentially give you full tuition coverage. Other schools contribute a fixed amount, maybe $10,000 per year, maybe $5,000, maybe $20,000. The contribution amount determines how much you'll still owe. Second, the number of slots. Some schools have unlimited yellow ribbon slots. If you're eligible and you enroll, you're in the program, no cap. Other schools have limited slots, maybe 10 slots per year, maybe 50, maybe 200. If the school has 50 yellow ribbon slots and 51 eligible students apply, one student doesn't get it. It's first come, first serve. Third, which programs are covered? Some schools participate in yellow ribbon for all programs, undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral. Other schools only participate for undergraduate students. Some participate for certain graduate programs, but not others. For example, Baylor University participates in yellow ribbon for undergraduates, but not for graduate students. This is why you must research each school individually. Don't assume that because a school participates in yellow ribbon for one program, it participates for all programs. Check the VA's database for your specific degree program. Let's talk about what yellow ribbon covers and what it doesn't cover. Yellow ribbon only covers tuition and mandatory fees. That's it. It does not cover room and board, books and supplies, transportation, personal expenses, or any other cost of attendance. These costs are covered by other components of the post 9/11 GI Bill, the monthly housing allowance and the books and supplies stipend, but not by yellow ribbon. So, if your school's cost of attendance is $75,000 per year, and that includes $55,000 in tuition and fees, $15,000 in room and board, and $5,000 in books and personal expenses, yellow ribbon only applies to the $55,000 in tuition and fees portion. The room and board is covered by your MHA, which is a separate benefit based on the zip code of your school. The books are covered by the $1,000 annual books and supplies stipend. This is important to understand because students sometimes think yellow ribbon covers everything. It doesn't. It's tuition and fees only. Now let's walk through some real examples so you can see how the math works. Example number one, you're attending a private university that costs $50,000 per year in tuition and fees. The post 9/11 GI Bill pays $29,920.95. That leaves a gap of $20,079.05. Your school participates in yellow ribbon and contributes $10,039.53. The VA matches that, so you get $20,079.06 in yellow ribbon funds. Your total coverage is $29,920.95 plus $20,079.06, which is $50,000.01. You owe zero out-of-pocket tuition and fees. Example 2, you're attending a different private university that costs $45,000 per year. The GI Bill pays $29,920.95. The gap is $15,079.05. Your school participates in yellow ribbon, but only contributes $5,000. The VA matches $5,000, so you get $10,000 in yellow ribbon funds. Your total coverage is $29,920.95 plus $10,000, which is $39,920.95. You owe $5,079.05 out of pocket. Example 3, you're attending a public university as an out-of-state student. In-state tuition is $12,000, but out-of-state tuition is $38,000. The GI Bill only pays up to $29,920.95 for out-of-state students. The gap is $8,079.05. Your school participates in yellow ribbon and contributes $4,039.53. VA matches it, so you get $8,079.06 in yellow ribbon funds. The total coverage is $29,920.95 plus $8,079.06, which is $38,000.01. Zero out of pocket. And example number 4, you're attending a graduate program that costs $65,000 per year. The GI Bill pays $29,920.95. The gap is $35,079.05. Your school participates in yellow ribbon for graduate students and contributes $17,539.53. VA matches it. You get $35,079.06. Total coverage is $65,000.01. Zero out of pocket. You see how this works? The key variables are the school's actual tuition, the GI Bill maximum, and the school's yellow ribbon contribution amount. You need to know all three to calculate what you owe. Now let's talk about how to actually apply for and enroll in the yellow ribbon program. Step 1, apply for post 9/11 GI Bill benefits. You do this through the VA at va.gov/education. You submit VA form 22-1990 or 22-1990E if you're applying online. The VA processes your application and determines your eligibility percentage. If you're eligible, they issue a certificate of eligibility or COE, which shows your percentage and how many months of benefits you have remaining. Step 2, apply for admission to a yellow ribbon participating school. You go through the normal college application process, and once you're accepted, you confirm your enrollment. Step 3, bring your COE to the school's Veterans Office or certifying official. Every school has a point of contact for veterans benefits, usually called the school certifying official or SCO. You give them your COE and inform them that you want to use your post 9/11 GI benefits and apply for the school's yellow ribbon program. Step 4, the school determines if you're eligible for the yellow ribbon program and if they have slots available. Remember, if the school has limited slots and they're already full, you won't get yellow ribbon even if you're eligible. It's first come, first served, so apply early. Step 5, if you're accepted into the yellow ribbon program, the school notifies you in writing. They'll tell you how much yellow ribbon funding you'll receive. The school then certifies your enrollment to the VA, and the VA pays the school directly for both the GI Bill tuition payment and the VA's matching yellow ribbon contribution. Step 6, the school applies its yellow ribbon contribution to your student account, and the VA's matching contribution is also applied. Your bill is reduced accordingly. If there's any remaining balance, you're responsible for paying it through scholarships, loans, or out of pocket. Here's a critical point. Yellow ribbon enrollment is not automatic. Just because you're eligible and the school participates doesn't mean you're automatically in the program. You have to apply and you have to be accepted. If the school has limited slots, students are accepted on first come, first served basis. So if you're planning to use yellow ribbon, contact the school's veterans office early, ideally before you even enroll, to find out if they have slots available and what you need to do to secure one. Now let's talk about a reality check. Yellow ribbon depletes your GI Bill benefits. This is one of the most common misconceptions about yellow ribbon. People think yellow ribbon is separate from the GI Bill or that you can use yellow ribbon after your GI Bill runs out. Neither is true. Yellow ribbon is an add-on to the GI Bill. You cannot use yellow ribbon without also using your GI Bill entitlement. Every month you're enrolled in school and using yellow ribbon, you're depleting your 36 months of GI Bill benefits. Here's why this matters. The post 9/11 GI Bill gives you 36 months of benefits. That's it. If you use all 36 months for an undergraduate degree, you have 0 months left for graduate school. If you use 24 months for undergrad and have 12 months left, you can use those 12 months for grad school with yellow ribbon. But once they're gone, they're gone. So if you're planning to use your GI Bill for both undergrad and grad school, you need to strategize. Maybe you use scholarships or state benefits for undergrad and save your GI Bill for grad school, where yellow ribbon can cover a $60,000 per year program. Or maybe you transfer your GI Bill to your spouse or kids and let them use it for their education. These are planning decisions you need to make before you start using benefits. Now, let's talk about common mistakes people make with yellow ribbon. Mistake number 1, assuming you qualify without checking. Just because you're a veteran doesn't mean you have 100% post 9/11 GI Bill eligibility. Check your COE. If you're at 90% or below, you don't qualify for yellow ribbon. Mistake number 2, assuming a school participates without verifying. Schools can enter or exit the yellow ribbon program every year. Just because a school participated last year doesn't mean they participate this year. Always check the VA's current list for the school year you're applying for. Mistake number 3, not applying early for limited slot programs. If the school has 50 yellow ribbon slots and 200 eligible students, the first 50 who apply get in. Everyone else is out of luck. Apply early. Mistake number 4, not understanding what yellow ribbon covers. It's tuition and fees only, not room and board, not books, not living expenses. Budget accordingly. Mistake number 5, using yellow ribbon for undergrad without considering grad school. If your ultimate goal is a master's or PhD and those programs are more expensive, consider saving your GI Bill benefits for grad school where yellow ribbon can have maximum impact. All right, here's my advice. If you have 100% post 9/11 GI Bill eligibility and you're considering a private university, an out-of-state public university, or a graduate program, research yellow ribbon participating schools. Use the GI Bill comparison tool to compare costs. Find schools that participate in yellow ribbon with unlimited slots and high contribution amounts. Those schools will give you the best coverage with the least out-of-pocket cost. If you're planning to use your GI Bill for both undergrad and grad school, plan carefully. Run the numbers on how many months you'll need for each degree. Consider whether yellow ribbon makes more sense for undergrad or grad school in your situation. If you're an active duty service member thinking about going back to school, remember that as of August 2022, You can now use yellow ribbon while on active duty. This is a new benefit. Take advantage of it if you qualify. If you're a dependent using transferred benefits, make sure the service member who transferred benefits to you qualifies at 100%. If they don't, you won't qualify for yellow ribbon even if the school participates. And finally, if you're already enrolled in a school that participates in yellow ribbon but you didn't apply for it, talk to your school's veterans office immediately. You might be able to apply for yellow ribbon mid-year depending on the school's policies and slot availability. The yellow ribbon program is one of the most powerful provisions of the post 9/11 GI Bill. It allows veterans and their families to attend schools that would otherwise be financially out of reach. Ivy League universities, top-tier private colleges, prestigious graduate programs, professional schools, all potentially at little to no cost thanks to yellow ribbon. But you have to know it exists, understand how it works, and take action to secure your spot. Don't leave this benefit on the table. If you found this video helpful or you used yellow ribbon, share your experience or questions below. And if you're planning to go back to school, start researching yellow ribbon schools today. Your education is an investment in your future. So make sure you're maximizing every benefit you've earned. I'll see you later.